guys, and welcome to another video. Today, again, we're in the kitchen and this show is called Cooking with Blood and Ballzy. No, in all seriousness now, in this one I'm going to run over the sort of technique and the know-how. Let me turn that off. Of basically how to catch bream on lures, and basically last year I found that these Ballzy lures, I'll give you a good close-up of them in a bit, worked really well. So I'll show you sort of the things that you need to sort of catch them, and we'll run over that now, and then I'll go over the technique and the method on sort of, I guess you say, triggering them to take the lure, because they will follow it like a pike or a perch would. It can be quite predatory when they've got their eyes set on something. Whether they eat it or not, it's a different story, because they're very stupid and they're not very accurate, to say the least. And then I've got some footage from last summer that was going to be this video, but in a bit more depth with a bit more fish in it, and we'll run that afterwards. Okay, so what you need for this section is obviously your Ballzy worm lot, and these are size 12 0.4 gram jig heads, which are pretty much spot on for what we need to do with this lure. That lure. Okay then, so I'm basically going to show you what I'm going to do. Normally I'll, on a session, if I have to change the head or using one, I would crush the barb down on these, because a lot of fish you're going to catch are really small and barb can be a little bit damaging. These little lures can be quite fiddly to hook up, but a bit of practice, you get it. It's no different to any other style of jig head, or it's jig head and rubber bait that you'll ever use. So what I tend to do, we get it threaded on. I'll show you that in a moment, like so. But it's completely up to you with the way that you want to rig the tail up, because it's a flat section with a ball on the end. You can have it like that one where I've got the flat section sort of straight up, but you can get a different sort of action from it horizontally down, so then you have a flat section across with the idea of horizontal, and that way you get a bit more of a softer sort of flapping sort of action to it. But the idea of this is, you basically use this Ballzy, because I think they're floating, aren't they? I think they are actually floating. They're a little bit, they are a really light lure, and they'll pick up a lot of water on the drop and as you're using them. So the idea behind it is you want to use as little weight as possible, hence the 0.4 gram jig head. And what we do is we twitch it really lightly in the water, so it's almost like vibrating the lure on the spot. So we just pull that through the water, and then you hope for the best. But I'll roll a clip now from a video that Chris uploaded recently. And one of the tactics that I prefer to use when it comes to finding the bream is sort of your peak time of the day, when things warm up, especially in the summer. You can make out the dark shapes of the bream sat near the surface. But early in the morning and any other time, if the water's mucky because there's been a few boats and things like that, is look for the bubbles and chase the bubbles down. Flick your Ballzy. You can even use well, anything really, not small bait, and flick it onto the bubbles and jig them about. And a lot of times you will find bigger roach doing that, because they'll move around along the bottom with a shoal and create some bubbles and that. So now I've shown you that on the jig head, there's another method, especially if you're just getting tail pullers and just pick like the small fish as well as the bream, just pulling the tail and bolting off, is you take that off, and if you take a look at the Ballzy, it's actually segmented into little balls, obviously, and it's so easy just to break one off like so. Super neat cut. Oops, I dropped it. And now we've got a slightly smaller bait. That small bait is still the perfect size for the size 12 jig head, but only now you've got one that's 3/4 the size of what the original was. And now this way of doing it, I do prefer to rig it so the flat side is down. But as you can see on there, there's a lot more hook showing, and that helps with the Bream, because you know they've got big rubbery mouths. That a little bit more of a hook show on there is kind of beneficial, because they are big thudding fish, but generally the soft rod will keep the hook well, basically held in the fish's mouth. We'll run over it again. We're using a Ballzy in the 1" with a size 12 jig head in a 0.4 gram weight. And the idea is to look for the shapes and bubbles of feeding fish. When you see the shapes, not generally feeding, but it gives you an idea where the fish are and something to target. And you want to be bringing that as level as possible. So if you can imagine the Bream here, boop, and your lure needs to just be dangling on its nose all the way in like this. You don't want it to vary down or up. But there's the chance, because it is fishing, there's always a chance that fish can follow it down to the bottom and do something sort of unpredictable. But if you're jiggling it in front of its nose, and he's like, nah, nah, trying to eat it, nah, nah, right? But if it's moving right slow in front of its nose, it's got all the time in the world to eat it, because like I said, they're not a very accurate fish and they're pretty stupid. So keep that in mind. But the Ballzy is not only just a good lure for, say, your Bream. It will catch a roach, perch, rudd, chub, everything. Honestly, absolutely everything. It'll catch them all. So obviously, yeah, you can get different variations of colour of Ballzy and sizes, but the 1" in a white colour on a canal or a park, lake or somewhere public where there's bred going in feeding ducks all the time, white is a very good standout colour. It's a good base to start at as well. If you're not getting much action on a white one, you know you can change the colours up, because they might be looking at a different colour or some sort of glitter or something like that within your bait, just to trigger that bite, different silhouette, a different flash on the lure. And that's why a lot of people will normally start on a bland white bait. Just to put one of these jig heads in perspective, that's what it looks like on your hand. Absolutely tidy. Yes, go on. 4th time's the charm. It's on the Ballzy. Get the hook out, I'll show you. It's well in. It's the Ballzy. Proper little fat skimmer. Really not far off £3. Right. With a Bream. Yeah. Law. A law. Yeah, it's a thing called a Ballzy. It's
it's like a little prawn, isn't it?
It's just little balls.
That's good. Good
That's it. Let him eat it. Easy. Let's try and do this one in net. See there in the Ballzy. easy pickings tonight because they're all sat on top. So, we've come to the end of the video now. I hope my little instructions and sort of guides on what runs through my head and when it comes to trying to target bream on laws has really helped some of you out, because I know a few of you have been trying quite hard to catch, you know, your silverfish and things like that on laws. Oh, this is also the one that I've got a tench on. Well, there is a video to that tench video. To catching the tench on the law, you start to finish, you cast it out, wind it in and everything. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I was lucky for that one because obviously the canal was super clear that day. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, subscribe, don't poo in the bath, and I'll see you in the next one.
I like breams.